There we go. So, hello everybody and welcome to the call. My name is Lorna Golombick and I am a Platinum Executive with ASEA. Today is Tuesday the 10th of July 2018 and welcome to the Shine Bright Team Training where our growing ASEA family gathers to learn and develop the skills in furthering the mission of ASEA to help hundreds of thousands of people around the world live in a healthier life. I'm trying to see where to mute people joining, but I can't see that right now, so I'll just continue. So basically, we're helping to learn hundreds of thousands of people around the world to live a healthier life whilst achieving their own personal and financial aspirations and dreams. Many healthcare professionals are calling ASEA's products the greatest scientific breakthrough in health science, anti-aging, and athletic performance of our lifetime. They're saying the science discovery is as big as the discovery of penicillin and DNA. So the intention of this call is to support you to gain the maximum benefit from using ASEA's products and to empower you to share this extraordinary technology with the people in your life, helping you to make a living while making a difference. We ask your cooperation to not record this call and to not distribute it to mass media or social media sites, no Facebook or Twitter, please. The call is recorded and posted to the Shine Bright Team Facebook community and the team support website, www.shinebrightteam.com/blog. We encourage you all to invite your associates to this call, but it is not intended for the general public. Announcement and events, I think, are listed on the Shine Bright team page. I think probably the most important one coming up is Kay Stevens training at the end of July. If you haven't grabbed your tickets for that, please make sure that you do so. There are details that have gone up on the Shine Bright page. So tonight I'm going to be covering a little bit of mindset for everybody, and obviously in the middle of our 90-day challenge we've got a huge DMO that we're all trying to follow in terms of our business activity that we want to follow, but we all find, and I'm sure a lot of you have found over the last few weeks, that it can be very up and down with trying to implement your DMO. So something which I came across a little while ago and I found to be incredibly helpful is something called the Miracle Morning. So,
Lorna,
yeah.
Sorry, it's Julie.
Hi, Julie.
Not everybody's muted. Can
yes.
you mute everyone?
Tell me where to find that, Julie. There we go. It might be on that little button there. No. Manage participants. That's hopefully where I'll find it. Mute all. Thank you, Julie. Perfect. And continue. That's great. And I'm still unmuted, so that is good. Hopefully that will work for everybody now. So yes, I'm going to be talking about the Miracle Morning process, which some of you may or may not have heard of. So it's a book by a chap called Hal Elrod, and you can actually go to his website, which I'm going to share the screen shortly and just read a little bit of that so you can see what's up there about it. And then I'll just go through the basic processes of what's involved in doing your Miracle Morning. So what I found is it's kind of gathered all together the things that I love doing and know that will move me forwards in both my personal life and my business life, and put it all into something that works nice and easily. So I'm just going to share my screen so I can take you to the website. And so here you'll see it's miraclemorning.com, and you can watch the video, buy the book, but if you give him your email address as usual, you'll get the first 2 chapters and a video and an audio for free, which can just give you a nice little taste of it. So I'll just read a little bit about the Miracle Morning here, and then we'll go into what the process actually is. So the Miracle Morning is the not-so-obvious secret guaranteed to transform your life before 8 a.m. It's one of the highest rated books on Amazon with over 2,500 five-star reviews, and is being widely regarded as one of the most life-changing books ever written. Endorsed and practiced by everyone from world-renowned influencers including Robert Kiyosaki, James Altucher, Pat Flynn, Brian Johnson, Gail Lynn Godwin, and more, to entrepreneurs, CEOs, millennials, stay-at-home mums, and people from all walks of life. But what began as a book has become an international movement, translated into 27 languages and transforming hundreds of thousands of lives across the world. Sounds a bit like what we're trying to do with ASEA. And it may just be the simplest, most effective way to create the life you've always wanted, and faster than you ever thought possible. So based on the premise that how you start your day largely determines the quality of your day, your work, and your life, the Miracle Morning gives you the ultimate morning ritual and teaches night owls how to beat the snooze button, even if you've never been a morning person. What's now being practiced by hundreds of thousands of people around the world could literally be the simplest approach to creating the life you've always wanted. It's been right there in front of us, but this book has finally brought it to you. So I'm happy to share that with you tonight. I've put together a very basic little PowerPoint presentation, which I'll just jump to now. And so you can see what I can show you in through there. I have no idea where this has gone. There we go. Like I said, I'm not very good at driving this. It's all part of our learning process. And my PowerPoint has disappeared, so I will just jump out of that quickly and just bring it up so that I can share that with you. Oh, that's why. All right. Hopefully I'll be able to find that now. And here we go. Okay, so as I said, the miraclemourning.com is the website where you can find the first 2 chapters of the book. Robert Kiyosaki has said, the Miracle Morning is perfect for very busy, successful people. Going through Savers every morning is like pumping rocket fuel into my mind, body, and spirit before I start my day every day. As my rich dad often said, I can always make another dollar, but I cannot always make another day. If you want to maximize every day of your life, read the Miracle Morning. So what Hal has in process is a lot of the processes which we are all aware of in terms of meditation and gratitudes and exercise and all those things which we know we should be trying to fit into our day, but put it into a neat little package. So what he does is to remember what you do, and you don't have to do it in this order, but it just helps you remember, is to look at your 6 savers. So your first thing is your silence, which could be engaging in meditation, prayer, breath awareness, mindfulness, or reflection. And each of these he suggests you assign. So the whole process is meant to take about an hour. So it's a case of trying to get up an hour earlier than you actually need to usually in order to fit these things in. Obviously, if you're up earlier to fit your exercise in anyway, it might just be a case of finding some extra time for these other parts to it. And there's some lovely meditation apps that you can look at. There's, I think, Oprah and Deepak Chopra are about to run another one of their sessions. I particularly like Insight Timer. There's Buddhify and Calm. So there's a whole bunch of meditation apps if you have difficulty with meditation, or just simple breathing awareness and reflection. Your A is for your affirmations. So most people are aware that our biggest barrier in terms of what we are encountering in our lives is our beliefs that are programmed into us from experiences that we've gone through in our lives, particularly as children. And affirmations are a really powerful way of making some positive declarations to help you choose how to reprogram your beliefs. Some people find that affirmations don't work so well for them if they've got a lot of negative self-talk, and every time they say something positive in an affirmation, they can hear a little voice in the back of their head saying, no, you're not, no, you're not. And in that instance, it might be useful to actually ask yourself, instead of saying the affirmation as a statement, actually asking it as a question, because your brain will go into action trying to find the answer. So if you've battled with affirmations, that might be another way that you can look at it. Your V is for visualization. So this is where your vision board comes in handy. If you haven't done a vision board, there's lots of different ways that you can do it. Jen and Jeanette ran a wonderful vision board workshop for us at our leadership retreat last year. And what I loved about that vision board, the previous vision boards I've done, involved a lot of putting pictures up of things and people and places that I wanted to be. The vision board that we did with Jen and Jeanette actually had us layering our goals underneath that we actually drew on, and then we found just ripped pictures out of magazines and sayings out of magazines and just put the feelings that we wanted to create with that. So even if you don't have a vision board, you could look at writing your description of your perfect day of your life in the future. So envisaging for yourself, where you might be if you're surrounded by your team members or by your family, how many hours of work you might be doing in that day, what you'll actually feel like, and use your 5 senses to really try and engage with that belief and make it really real. Clay Stevens teaches a lot of this in your goal setting, that if you're setting your sights on a particular goal, that you actually research and write details about it down to the finest little last bit about upholstery in a car, or the smell of a beautiful restaurant where you might be eating your meal. So that's a really positive one to do. I know that Cheryl Penrose also shared with us that she's actually put a digital vision board together, and there's a lot of facilities on the internet to be able to do that, whereby she actually has it saved as a PowerPoint on her phone, and she has some really good power music that she enjoys that goes with it. I think Justin does something similar. And so you're actually watching that visualization. going back to the affirmations, I actually recorded one of my affirmations and had that as a voice memo on my phone, so I can put my headphones in anytime and play those affirmations to myself as well. Your exercise obviously goes without saying, but it could be whatever you choose it to be. And if you're not exercising regularly at the moment, just take the opportunity maybe just to start with some gentle stretches or just going for a walk. If you're really pushed for time, there's some great apps like the 7-minute circuit, which gives you sort of a high intensity interval training of 30 seconds for each exercise for 12 exercises with a 10-second break in between. So it's a way that you can just squeeze something in to get that circulation going at the beginning of the day. R is for read. So positive self or professional development books that are going to be contributing to your positive growth and mindset from that side of things. And if you're just reading 10 minutes a day, that can actually get you so much further along the track of getting through all those books that are piled up next to your bedside table that you've been meaning to get into. You don't need a whole day to read a book. You just need 10 minutes at a time in little slots. And then the final thing that he has you do is scribe. So journal your gratitudes. That's one of my favorite things to do. So gratitude is my all-time favorite drug of choice when looking at happiness. And there's been a lot of scientific research around gratitude actually helping lower cortisol levels and improve the levels of your happy hormones in your body just over a 21-day period of just journaling 3 gratitudes a day. So gratitude is incredibly powerful, and it also helps you really look at the positives in your life so that you can find more of those positives and attract more of those positives into your life. Some other people have described in the scribing part that if they're actually in the process of trying to write a book, they might use that period of time for actually writing a little bit more in their book because they've spent all this time in terms of their visualizations of where they want to be. So the 6 savers are really a way that you can spend time with your future self and looking at how you can actually try and feel more comfortable with what that future self might be. Now, I've also come across in the Miracle Mourning, there's also a Facebook community which I've been participating in, and there's one chap there that is an administrator in the group, and my goodness, his things that he writes in terms of his things that he's grateful for in the day are absolutely phenomenal. And sometimes it's the same thing, but he just uses different adjectives to describe it. So you can get a lot of inspiration from joining those sorts of communities. And he talks about one of his most powerful things to do is to set himself up the night before with 6 resters. So I put up the 6 resters, which are very similar to the 6 savers, but this ties in with training that Simon Chan has done with us in terms of looking at what you do at the beginning and the end of the day in terms of wiring your brain for success. So when you look at the 6 resters, you've got reading a positive or illuminating book. So you might actually get 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes in the evening, and you've got 20 minutes of reading in, which is fabulous. In terms of exercise, obviously you don't want to be doing anything too crazy just before you go to bed, because otherwise you're not going to get to sleep very well. But some yoga or simple stretches just to release the tension from the day. As a physio, there's a fabulous series of back stretches from a physio called Sarah Key. You can find them in her Back Sufferer's Bible, and it uses a yoga brick and actually helps with stretching out the spine in a couple of different directions to try and rehydrate the discs before you go to sleep at night. So it sort of works on extension and flexion in the spine, but anything that takes your fancy. S is your shower, so you're washing away the day with a soothing shower or bath. T is tally and counting your blessings. So again, your gratitudes come in, add up the positive events that have happened in the day, and note the things that you're grateful for. So actually taking notes of what you're grateful for can, again, get you focused on where you're heading and things that happen in the day that you can really build on. E is empower. So going through your affirmations or any other way you might want to charge up your sense of empowerment that you could look at. R is relax. So meditation, deep breathing, simple mindful silence. And the last thing, of course, is sleep. So having cleared the day and orientated ourselves toward the positives of our day, it's time to regenerate with a good night's sleep. So it's a really simple thing that you can do. It's something that you can share with your team members who might be battling with their mindset. And I kind of view it as my DMO for my mindset, and then we've got our DMO for our business. And a lot of us, as I say, struggle to try and find that. And I'll be perfectly honest, I'm not always consistent with my Miracle Mourning. This chap, Brian Marshall, who's on the Miracle Mourning community, he is absolutely inspirational. I think he's done 832 consecutive days or something like that of Miracle Mourning. And, it's very inspiring to see how far he's come with everything that he's doing as well. So that's sort of what I wanted to chat about tonight. I'm very happy to elaborate on anything else that anyone wants to ask questions. So if you'd like to ask a question, just unmute yourself or pop your hand up. Hopefully I can see that somewhere along the line, and let me know what you have to say. Anybody got any feedback or things that they do that they find are helpful that I might not have included or that you think would be worth sharing with our group? Please feel free to go ahead. I see everybody happy. That's good. That's good. Cold shower is awesome, Stuart says, to wake you up. Yes, Sarah Key is the name of the physio who's put together a whole set of, Sarah spelt with an H, and she's treated the royal family. She basically has got her book actually called The Back Sufferer's Bible is absolutely fabulous for putting things together in terms of understanding what's going on with your spine and really helping with mobilizing it. And obviously as a physio, and this is obviously not mindset training, but I'm going to go into it as well. One of the things that I see is we get such fabulous results with a See and Renew, but we've got to remember that if people have been in pain for a long time, they're going to be weak, they're going to be stiff, they actually need to be doing things to gently get their bodies moving again. And so if we can develop, an armory of resources that we can refer people to, I think that would be really valuable. The other thing I just remembered, I haven't bought it yet, but apparently Hal has done the Miracle Mourning for network marketers. So that's going to be my next one that I'm going to get a hold of, because I think we'll probably get some great information out of that might pertain even more specifically to our businesses, to help us put things together. So yeah, if anybody wants to pop anything in the chat box, you're welcome to, in terms of any questions that you want to ask. But yeah, it's short and sweet tonight, unless anybody has comments. No?
Great training.
Oh, thank you.
Lorna, that was awesome.
Thank you for the feedback. Oh, look at you two lying there like little lovebirds.
We just got here after doing the dinner.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Excellent.
Yeah, awesome. We love Miracle Mourning.
It is. And it's something which I think it's really easy to forget the basics sometimes and just kind of let them slip because you don't feel like doing it. But the Slight Edge book, if people haven't read that, is just those small little steps that you take on a daily basis are going to build and build and build. So yeah, it makes all the difference to be doing that.
And Hal's gone on and done some really other cool stuff too. He's got a podcast. And
yes.
If you're ever getting really frustrated with someone's lack of comprehension about what a pyramid scheme is, and you go on to YouTube and you search, I still think it's a pyramid scheme. There's a cartoon there, about a 5.5 minute cartoon. That was actually done by Hal.
Oh, was it?
Funded by Hal Elrod. And the other thing is 7 minutes. 7 minutes is interval training on your an app.
Yes, we covered that.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's by Hal too. So great resources. Yeah.
So there's lots of resources there, and as I say, if you join his Facebook community, get the download of the first 2 chapters of his book. You won't be sorry that you did it, and it's something you can share with all your team members. What I love about it is it doesn't have to cost you a cent. Everything that's in there is stuff that you don't need any special equipment, you don't need to sign up for. You don't even have to buy the book if you don't want to, because you get enough out of the first 2 chapters and joining the Facebook community that you could learn from that as well. But the book is really inspiring and really, really valuable. So yeah, thanks for the input, Justin and Nicole. That's great. So I'll end the meeting here and I'll get ready for our next one, which will be at 8 o'clock. I'll be interviewing Barbara Cullinan on everyday redox stories. And next week, I can't remember what the training is. I thought that I'd looked at it, but I haven't actually written it down. So we'll be posting that in the Shine Bright Facebook team as well. Anyway, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. And we'll see you next week, or at 8 o'clock if you're back on. All right. Bye for now. Thanks, everyone.